You know, really, when you're onto a winner, you start a game, you think it's okay, and then 2-3 hours later, you're still playing it. My name's Kanan, and this is Skycadia. Story time! You know what, I may as actually well get rid of this part of my reviews, as more and more games are ditching a real storyline. Your world, basically, in Skycadia is being taken over by space pirates, and it's up to you to take to the skies and collect bounties for their hides. Oh, and it says here it's light-hearted as well. Basically, that is pretty well it, and is there out else you actually need to know? It's no Pirates of the Caribbean after all. The gameplay! Let's basically start by saying my 8-year-old daughter loves this game, so much so I had to get her own copy of the game, as she would not basically give me it and put it down for me to review it. And so when I finally got to play Skycadia, it's easy for you to say, I did at first wonder what all the hype was. So starting the game, you encounter a few weapons and characters, all unlocked with currency earned during your playtime. My eyes started to roll a little. Then there was 3 modes on offer. There is your story adventure mode, which we will come back to that in a bit. A arcade survival mode, which is exactly what you think it is, and a cruising mode, which is again kind of what you expect it to be, just cruising around doing your thing. Not really much to do, but it's there if you want to just relax and fly around for a bit. There's also a stats and leaderboards section, and also a bounty book, again kind of what you'd expect it to be. Although I have to note that the pool room come kind of base of operations is fracking great. I mean, it's actually pretty decent. You can't actually do shit inside it apart from pick your menus, but it kind of like has these characters speaking to each other and doing things, and it's just really nice to come back to here and there after runs. It made me happy and smile. Then it's onto the map, revealing a good amount of locations, all needing the one before to be unlocked before moving on. So the gameplay is flight based, and after switching the Y-axis so I'm not pressing down and going up, I set about destroying some of the enemies set in a watery area with an island. Exciting. And to be honest with you, I wasn't impressed at first. It all just felt a little pointless and fiddly to get into. But I am here to review this game, so I played on. After a few levels, the enemies switched up, and even ships that spawn other ships came into play. And there was even some boss-like enemies that, well, basically had me cursing at the screen, trying to work out the best way to defeat them. And may I just stick my shameless advertising of please subscribe to the channel for more weekly content. It really does help the channel grow. And on with the show. Controls I found was tighter than I actually thought, and you even have a booster like button that, well, you really do actually need to use quite often. You can even change the viewpoint of your pilot, and oh yes, getting too high in the sky results in, well, basically stalling your plane. Likewise, too low and you crash. The enemies will drop money and hearts, although some of these hearts have dropped above where you can reach, and this was a little annoying, especially when you actually needed those hearts. I will say Skycadia does keep you on your toes, constantly having you dogfight other planes and having something new to battle around each corner. It grabs you and draws you in as soon as you work out the money-making mechanics to unlock other weapon types, like a shotgun, and other characters with different, well, basically feel to them, slower but more powerful weapons, and weapons feeling different, like, well, the aforementioned shotgun-like weapon that needs a little timing to use because you just can't keep your finger down on the trigger and hope that it hits everything. Each of the areas look different but have a similar vibe about them, and I just love the water effect when you get low enough to the sea. Whee! Skycadia definitely grows on you the more you play, and as my daughter found out, it's not just for us adults. She's 8 and she loves playing it. And yes, I enjoy playing this one, but also felt like there's room for maybe a 2 to 4 player co-op mode that maybe could be added, please. I'd say it's not the most complicated or technical game you will come across, but frack, it's fun, and that's really what matters, isn't it? And I would also say there is plenty of gameplay here if you don't mind a little grind here and there. Visuals and sound. And also, please feel free to like this video if you're enjoying yourself. Okay, so as I mentioned, I like the water effect as you skim across that sea. To be honest with you, I'm loving this art style. It's fun, bright and different from what you normally get these days. And again, my daughter loved it. The sound was pretty decent. There was nothing too offensive here. If I had to pick something for the lowest part of the game, it would probably be the sound, but it ain't that bad. The good. There is plenty to do here. I love the visuals, and you do get different modes and a leaderboard as well. And it is just good old-fashioned fun. The bad. It didn't resonate with me straight away, and it took me a little tiny bit to get into more. I think that might affect some people. Also, I'm not 100% sure whether it's overpriced or not. It can get a little grindy here and there. The score and final thoughts. I've basically toiled a little bit about the score on this one because it didn't resonate, as I said, with me straight away. But now that it has, I'm really enjoying it. I want to play on all the time. My daughter really loves it. She basically just playing that all the time at the moment as well. I really wish that we could actually play the same game together in one. But I wouldn't say that's an issue with the actual game, that's more we just want to play it together. I think I'm literally going to settle on a 4 out of 5. I'm guessing other people get higher or lower, but this is my scoring and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I've had a good time here, it's good, wholesome fun, and surely at the end of the day, that is actually what matters. Okay, so before we move on to the alternative, why not subscribe to the channel for weekly updates and reviews, sales videos on a weekly basis, and also like this video if you've enjoyed it. And on to the alternative, and that's going to be win a copy of Skycadia for yourself. Yep, the wonderful dev team have given me some keys to give away, and I'm going to give one away to any lucky person that's actually made it this far in the video and is still watching. Thank you very much, you're pretty darn cool people. All I need you to do is make a comment down below in the comments section on what your thoughts of Skycadia are, along with whether you need a EU-UK key or a US key, because, well, they're the only keys I have. And I'll be picking a winner in the next few days and leaving the results down in the comments section and also in our community Discord, which you're perfectly welcome to come and join if you fancy coming for a chat or something. We're a lovely bunch of people, because life is better when we switch together.